Speaking like a lawyer is not about sounding complicated. It's about clarity, control, and choosing words carefully. Lawyers speak with purpose. They avoid unnecessary emotion, stay focused on facts, and structure their message so it's hard to misunderstand or challenge. In this video, you'll learn how to speak with precision, confidence, and authority. You'll understand how to slow your speech, choose stronger words, and respond instead of reacting. When you speak like a lawyer, people listen more closely and take you seriously. Clear language creates power. When your words are deliberate, your presence becomes stronger. If you want to communicate with confidence, influence conversations, and be taken seriously in any setting, before we begin, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos on powerful communication, mindset, and speaking with confidence. Ready? Let's begin. Rule 1. Speak with purpose. Speaking with purpose means every sentence has intent. Lawyers do not speak to fill space, impress others, or sound confident, they speak to move a point forward. If a statement does not clarify, support, or strengthen their position, it is removed. This discipline makes their words carry weight. When you speak without purpose, you dilute your message. Extra words create confusion, invite interruption, and weaken authority. Purposeful speech, on the other hand, is concise and deliberate. It signals that you know exactly why you are speaking and what outcome you want from it. Purpose also requires awareness. Before speaking, a lawyer considers what needs to be said and what should be left unsaid. Silence is often more powerful than unnecessary explanation. Saying less, but saying it clearly, creates control in conversation. When every sentence has a reason, people listen more closely. Your words sound intentional, your confidence feels grounded, and your presence becomes stronger. Speaking with purpose is not about talking more, it's about making every word count. Rule 2. Control your pace. The speed at which you speak strongly influences how you are perceived. Lawyers speak slowly and deliberately because pace signals authority. When speech is rushed, it suggests nervousness, lack of preparation, or an attempt to rush past weak points. Fast talking often feels defensive. Slow speech, by contrast, communicates confidence, composure, and control. Pace also affects credibility. A calm, steady rhythm makes your words sound considered and intentional. It tells the listener that you are not scrambling for answers or reacting emotionally. You sound prepared because you are giving each sentence the time it deserves. This alone can change how seriously people take you. Pausing is a strategic tool, not an accident. A brief pause before a key point builds anticipation. A pause after a strong statement allows it to settle. It shows that you are thinking rather than reacting. In professional and legal settings, pauses are often more persuasive than extra explanation. Silence creates controlled tension, and controlled tension commands attention. Controlling your pace also reduces errors. Speaking too quickly increases the risk of unclear phrasing, contradictions, or saying more than necessary. A steady pace gives you space to choose precise words and avoid unnecessary details. This is why lawyers rarely rush responses, even under pressure. They understand that once words are spoken, they cannot be taken back. When you slow down, the conversation often slows with you. Others listen more carefully. Interruptions decrease. Your message becomes clearer, your presence feels stronger, and your authority becomes noticeable without effort. Controlling pace is not about sounding slow, it's about sounding deliberate, confident, and certain. Rule 3. Choose precise words. Precision in language is fundamental to effective and authoritative communication. When you carefully select your words, you demonstrate control and confidence over your message. This intentionality reduces ambiguity and minimizes the chances of misunderstanding. Vague or uncertain language creates gaps that others can exploit, opening the door to misinterpretation, doubt, or challenge. This not only weakens your argument but also undermines your credibility. It is crucial to avoid emotional or exaggerated language because such terms can distract from the facts and dilute your position. Emotional words tend to invite subjective responses and shift attention away from the core message. Instead, your language should be clear, direct, and focus strictly on conveying exactly what you mean. This clarity strengthens your authority by making it difficult for others to dispute or misrepresent your statements. Choosing precise words is not about using complicated or technical jargon, it is about being deliberate and thoughtful. Before speaking, consider the impact each word will have on your audience. Think through how your phrasing can influence perception, and ensure every term serves a purpose in advancing your message. This level of mindfulness prevents unnecessary confusion and enhances the strength and reliability of your communication. Furthermore, precision builds trust. When people recognize that your words are carefully chosen and exact, they are more likely to listen attentively and take your message seriously. Your presence gains authority because your language reflects clarity of thought and intention. Deliberate language fosters respect and positions you as someone who commands the conversation through substance, not volume. In summary, speaking with precision transforms your communication from mere talk into a powerful tool. It allows you to express complex ideas simply and effectively, avoid pitfalls of misunderstanding, and present yourself as confident and credible. Mastering this skill elevates your influence and makes your voice impossible to ignore. Rule 4. Stick to facts, not emotion. Facts are the foundation of strong and clear communication. Unlike feelings, which can change depending on the person or situation, facts are real and can be checked or proven. When you base what you say on facts, your message becomes more believable and trustworthy. It's very important to stay calm and think carefully, especially when emotions are high. If you let your feelings take over, you might say things you don't really mean or lose control of the conversation. Staying calm helps you stay in charge of your words and respond thoughtfully instead of reacting on impulse. When you focus on facts instead of emotions, you keep the conversation on what really matters. This approach makes others respect you more and helps stop arguments from getting out of hand. It turns a personal disagreement into a discussion based on truth and evidence, which is much harder for others to argue against. Following this rule helps you speak clearly and confidently, even when the situation is difficult. It ensures that your message is strong and your credibility stays intact. Over time, practicing this way of speaking builds trust with others because they know you communicate honestly and thoughtfully. Rule 5. Answer only what's asked. When someone asks you a question, it's very important to give a clear, direct answer without adding anything extra. People often feel the need to explain more than necessary because they want to be helpful or show they know a lot. But giving too much information can cause problems. Every extra word you say can be misunderstood, taken the wrong way, or used against you later. This can confuse the situation and lead to more questions you didn't expect or want. By sticking only to the question asked, you keep control of the conversation. You show that you are confident and sure about what you're talking about. This makes you look calm, collected, and trustworthy. It also lowers the chance that you'll say something that hurts your position or creates doubt. Once you have answered the question fully, stop talking. There is no need to add explanations, excuses, or details that were not asked for. Talking too much can weaken your message and make it less clear. It can also make you seem unsure or like you're trying to hide something. Saying less, but with clear and exact words, keeps your communication strong and focused. This way of answering helps you avoid risks in important conversations, especially when things are serious or sensitive. It shows that you have control and respect for the person asking because you give them what they want without overwhelming them. Over time, practicing this rule will make your communication clearer and stronger, and people will see you as someone who speaks with confidence and honesty. Rule 6. Stay neutral in tone. When you speak, the way your voice sounds is very important. Even if you feel upset, angry, or stressed, you should try to keep your voice calm and steady. Talking in a calm way shows that you are in control and confident. People are more likely to listen and respect you when you sound calm because it means you are thinking clearly and not just reacting to your feelings. If you raise your voice, sound angry, or act defensive, it can make people think you are nervous or unsure. When your emotions come through in your voice, people pay more attention to how you say things than what you are actually saying. This can make your message weaker and make it harder for others to trust or believe you. Using a calm, neutral tone keeps the focus on your words and your ideas instead of your emotions. This helps make your message stronger and clearer. When conversations get difficult or tense, speaking calmly helps you stay in control and keeps others from getting upset or defensive. Speaking in a steady tone also helps you think better. When you stay calm, you avoid saying things you don't mean or getting caught up in arguments. You can choose your words carefully and respond in a smart way. This makes your communication more effective and helps you reach better results. Remember, you don't need to shout or show strong emotions to be powerful. A calm voice is a strong voice. It shows you have confidence and that you are serious about what you are saying. Over time, practicing a neutral tone will help you become a better speaker and gain more respect from others. Rule 7. Think before you speak. Silence is not weakness. Taking a short pause before you speak shows control, confidence, and awareness. When you pause, you give yourself time to think clearly instead of reacting too quickly. This helps you choose better words and avoid saying something you might regret later. Many people rush to speak because they feel pressure to respond immediately. But speaking too fast often leads to mistakes, confusion, or emotional reactions. A brief pause shows that you are calm and in control of the situation. It tells others that your words are intentional, not rushed or careless. Thinking before you speak also protects you. When you pause, you avoid giving unnecessary information or responding emotionally. You stay focused on what truly needs to be said. This makes your communication clearer and stronger, especially in serious or tense conversations. Silence can also make your words more powerful. When you speak after a pause, people listen more closely. Your words carry more weight because they feel deliberate. You don't need to talk constantly to show confidence. Sometimes, saying less, and thinking more, shows the most strength. Learning to pause before speaking helps you stay calm, focused, and respected. It shows maturity, self-control, and confidence. Remember, strong communicators don't rush their words. They think first, then speak with purpose. Rule 8. Do not argue, state and stop. Arguing usually weakens your position instead of strengthening it. When you argue, emotions rise, voices get louder, and the focus shifts away from facts. This makes conversations messy and harder to control. Strong speakers do not argue back and forth. They state their point clearly and then stop. When you calmly say what needs to be said and do not keep repeating yourself, your words carry more weight. Repeating a point too many times makes it sound less confident. Saying it once, clearly and calmly, shows certainty and self-control. Stopping after you make your point also puts pressure on the other person, not you. Silence forces them to think about what was said. It shows that you are not seeking approval or trying to win emotionally. You are simply standing by your words. This rule helps you stay calm, avoid unnecessary conflict, and keep control of the conversation. You don't need to prove yourself through argument. Clear statements, followed by silence, are often more powerful than long explanations or emotional debates. Speaking like a lawyer is not about sounding smart or using big words. It's about control, clarity, and discipline. When you choose your words carefully, stay calm, stick to facts, and speak with purpose, people listen differently. You don't need to talk more to sound powerful. You need to speak better. These rules help you stay in control of conversations, especially when pressure is high. They protect your credibility, sharpen your message, and make your presence stronger without force or emotion. When you speak this way, respect follows naturally.